What is up, guys? It is Styx here, and today I'm going to be continuing my video going over a good spring year one guide that will help you set up for a lot of money throughout year one, good community center completion. If you're wanting perfection, it should be able to set you up decently with that because money is useful for everything. Now, starting off with day 8, we're going to have a bit of a variance in what you can do here, but the name of the game is going to be making money for strawberries on the 13th. In order to do that, I'm going to recommend that you go lake fishing if it is not raining on the day, and catfishing, river fishing, if it is raining. I got really unlucky throughout all 5 of the days that lead up into the Egg Festival. And so my rain was only on the 12th, which meant that I could not upgrade a watering can without losing out on a day of watering my crops. I'm going to recommend, if you have any days from now until the 12th that have rain, try to upgrade your watering can. If the rain is on the 12th like it was for me, then try and do it beforehand. It's just something that kind of sucks, but it happens. If you manage to keep this coffee bean and all of these cauliflower and other crops watered throughout this entire period, then you will have a pretty good time, so try your best. Now, in general, this is going to be a bit more of a hodgepodge because days 8 through 11, I just spent fishing and doing like menial tasks. That was it. You can take your furnaces with you to smelt some stuff if you want. You can go back to your farm every night. You can, like I did, just keep yourself super broke so you can pass out pretty much every night. The main thing here is you're going to want to do whatever it takes for you to make at least like 20 to 25,000, which you should be able to do pretty consistently with lake fishing, not even touching the river. I'm going to be including something that I personally love to do in spring of year one, which is, since at this point you should be level 7 fishing with the amount of fishing that has been in this guide, and if you have not because you don't like it, you're not going to want to do this anyway, so don't worry about it. But I like to go for catching the legend. The way that I go about this is during these 4 days that lead up to my rain day, which is the 12th, I get some sardines, I buy some oil from Pierre, I have grown potatoes but not sold them, and I will also talk to Gus and learn the hash browns recipe. You can get a cookout kit from foraging level 3 that then gives you the ability to cook food. You can then use the potatoes and the oil to make hash browns, which you then use with 2 sardines to make a dish of the sea, which gives a +3 fishing buff. Meaning that assuming you have reached at least level 7 fishing, you can catch the legend in spring of year one without really like sacrificing much of anything to level up your fishing, because at this point fishing has been the main way to make money anyway. So I'm going to be highly recommending that you work your way towards that for your rain day, if you have a rain day before this. If you have rain days in other parts of spring too, this isn't something you have to do before the Egg Festival. I just got almost to no rain for my spring, and so I had to rush it to get it by the 12th. So keep that in mind. I make my stuff, I get my dish of the sea. I have enough materials for 2 dishes of the sea. This is enough for a full day. I have resolved myself to either catch the legend or reset until I do. You don't have to do that to yourself. I got it on my first day from using my second dish of the sea. I hooked the legend 3 times and I caught it the 3rd. I also caught it with a treasure chest, which was pretty cool, but I didn't get any roe from my skill. I assume because it's either immune to that or I just got unlucky. But using this ability, you should be able to, if you've been fishing as much as I've said, reach level 10 on this day, if you do have a similar setup to me in that the legend shows up for you prior to the Egg Festival, because the legend itself also gives a ton of fishing XP. But either way, I caught the legend, I had done all my fishing. On the 12th, I also put all of my related goods into the shipping bin. Any extra gems, any fish that I am not keeping for something community center related, or the luau, I kept a gold catfish for the luau. There's all kinds of things that you can just chuck in the shipping bin, and make sure you just comb through your stuff for things that are not directly useful. I kept 1 jade for the crystallarium so that I would be able to get a bunch of jade to get a bunch of staircases at the desert trader. I would recommend doing that. I kept a fire quartz for the blacksmith bundle and plenty of other things. So in total, I ended up earning roughly 41,000 gold. To temper your expectations a bit, sometimes I earn closer to 30k, and then sometimes I get close to 40k, but it's a lot of money. And you don't need to spend all of this on strawberries. I've just sold everything because I didn't want to do the math before selling it. I plan to also, with this money, get like a fishing pond, maybe a house upgrade, maybe a coop or something. More stuff that is beyond just getting 4 billion strawberries and then never leaving my farm again because I don't have the energy to do anything else but water my crops. So we're going to be working on that. And then we're going to be mentally prepping for the mines while we are going into this day, in which I recommend clear out your space and put out a 15 by 15 on this morning. You don't have to make it completely, because of the fact that you are not going to be able to harvest like perfectly within what's left of spring. So if you plant and water your crops tomorrow, you will still have everything and you will not lose out on any harvests except for the like 20 or so that you would get from the beet grow. But that I will talk about that after you come back from the egg festival. So hoe out your 15 by 15, leave spaces for quality sprinklers. That's my general recommendation with that. This should be enough for around 200 crops. If you want to adjust for the fact that you also are probably going to have other crop, if you've been refilling those 15 crops that I've been doing, I don't put scarecrows down until later because I was an idiot and almost forgot, but I recommend doing that. And then just make one 15 by 15, or if you want, you can also make a second one if you're like, all right, I'm really going all in on strawberries, let's do this. I managed to get the whole 15 by 15 done. I managed to water some of it, and then I went to the festival. Realistically, at the festival, you're going to want 3 things. First, get your strawberries. Buy those directly from Pierre immediately. Get those done first so that you don't forget. Then talk to all of the villagers to get your introductions quest done. That's right, I wait until now to do it because I'm lazy and don't like figuring out pathing to talk to every villager on day 1 like some people do. All kinds of things can change during your day 1, and if one of those things messes up, you might want to feel like resetting because you've devoted time to trying to get that quest done. I don't like it. I also like to maintain the help wanted on the people that I want to give things to that will give me good stuff. That's just my personal output on it. Then the last thing is you can win the egg festival if you want. I did because I like the hat. That's it. Nothing special there. It doesn't give you any money. It doesn't give you anything useful. It gives you a hat. In future years, it will give you one of those little prize tickets for Lewis's machine, which can be pretty nice, but for right now, you don't need it. So you can just skip it, I guess, or maybe leave early. I think you can leave early. Either way, once you go home, and it's like 10 p.m., if you manage to grow your cauliflower, at this point, you should have been able to harvest it this morning. So your best bet here is taking one of each of the forage, and then taking one of each of the spring crops bundle, and then turning it in now so that you can get, if you already got the spring seeds from the forage, that's fine. You just need it to unlock the pantry bundles, which gives you the spring crops bundle. So you will want to turn in the spring crops bundle. That gives you speed grow. Run yourself back home and then plant the speed grow in the already tilled spots. Focus on getting the strawberries there and watering them, and then plant the rest of the strawberries. And you realistically don't need to water the rest of the strawberries. You just need to do your best with planting them. And that is your day 13. So the next time I make this, I'll be covering a lot more of the month, but those days are really intensive, just as the 1 through 7 days are really intensive. So I figured I'd cover it a bit more specifically. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.